So, you want to add a plug on the outside of your house, but it's too hot to crawl through the attic and drag wires through there, and you don't want to crawl under the house and have to fight the snakes off for a place to lay down. So I'm going to try to show an easy way to do this, and perhaps maybe this will work for you. But that's what we're doing today, here at the house. The plug we're wanting to install is going to be on the back side of the house, on the back porch. Well, there's an electrical panel on the side, and I could easily run some conduit out the bottom of that panel, come down the wall, go under the window, and set the box right in here somewhere. But I just don't want a piece of conduit running down the side of my house from now on. I just don't think that'll look good. So instead of doing that, right on the inside of the wall, here's the same window that you've seen from outside. We're just going to go straight through the wall right here where this plug is set. So first things first, I know this plug is hot, so I need to turn the power off. And I go back and check power one more time. We have 0 volts, so we're good to go. You know we're all about safety around here. After I remove the plate and take the 2 screws out, there's no need to remove the plug completely. I just need to push it out of the way for now. Then I grab a measuring tape and just pull from the windowsill to kind of get a rough estimate of where this thing's going to fall outside. And right in there, it looks good to me. I'm having to share a battery with my drill and impact, because I left my other battery out in my shop and I don't feel like walking out there to get it. So I'm going to be using this ladder bit, step bit, Christmas tree bit, whatever you want to call it, to drill a hole through the box. I'm just going to go right through the back of the box. The ironic thing is I need power to run my hammer drill, but I had to turn the power off, because remember, we're safe around here. So I had to run an extension cord from the kitchen into the living room. Now I'm going to be using a 5/8 masonry bit on this hammer drill. And that's really just because that size will work. That's what I've got, and that should work. I don't know if it's going to be too big or too small at this point, but I'm thinking that a piece of Romex wire is going to fit right through there. Now, if you have vinyl siding or wood siding on the outside of your house, you know, a paddle bit would work just fine. It just needs to be long enough to go all the way through the wall. I figured my wall to be right around 7 inches thick. So this is a 12-inch bit, so I knew that was going to be long enough. No razor blade or knife is necessary when you're dealing with this Romex wire. Just pinch the outside insulation with your cutters and just tear it off. I cut off 2 wires. It does not matter which ones. So I'm going to use the white one here to tape to the drill bit that I left sticking through the wall, so I can use the drill bit to pull the wires through the wall. I'll come back and cut that tape and all off my drill bit later. I don't think y'all want to watch me do that. But I grabbed my weatherproof box that I bought, and when you open it up, everything you need is on the inside. All the little plugs for these holes. Now there's 3 holes in the box, and I'm going to plug 2 of them. All I need is the one in the back. I'm going to lay the box up here on the wall, and with a Sharpie, just kind of lay out where I need to drill my holes in these bricks. And of course, my Sharpie's too big to go through the holes in the box to make a mark. But I have a quick remedy for that. You might be asking yourself, is it better to drill through the bricks or through the brick mortar? Well, I don't have the answer to that question. All I know is in my experience, I have drilled hundreds of holes through bricks and brick mortar, setting conduit, unistrut, setting boxes, and I've never had a problem with either one of them. But maybe a brick mason or somebody might have the answer to that. I'll be using Tapcons to hang this box with. These are 1 inch by 1/4 with a 5/16 head on them. I do not want to over tighten these screws. Remember, this box is plastic and I don't want to bust the holes out in the side of it. If you're wanting to know which wire goes where, your black wire, the hot, will go under the gold screw. Then your white wire, your neutral, will go under the silver screw. And then your bare copper wire with no insulation, that's the ground. It will go under the green screw. Since I'm putting this plug outside, I'm using a GFCI plug. Most people just say GFI, but that stands for ground fault circuit interrupter. Now that's a bunch of electrical terminology that nobody understands, so let me put that in regular English. What that means is if this plug gets wet, instead of electrocuting you, it's going to trip out. So this plug is made to save your life. That's why you'll see these style plugs in kitchens, bathrooms, utility rooms, around swimming pools, anywhere there's water. You should see these plugs. On this box cover, it comes with basically a piece of cut your own gasket material. It's got little outlines on there, and you just cut out whatever shape you need for whatever plug that you installed. So since our plug is a rectangle, that's what we're going to cut out. If it was round, we'd cut out the round piece. So now that the box is set, the plug's wired in, the cover's on, I'm going to go around the edges with some silicone just to make sure no water can get inside that box. Remember, the back of the box is open where the wire goes through, so we need to make sure it's sealed off. Strip the wire back, and then use that little hole that's in the side of your strippers to bend a hook on there. Now it says stranded or solid on one side or the other, but it doesn't matter. The cutters don't care what kind of wire you stick in there, but use those to bend you a hook. Now, if I could emphasize anything through this whole project, I would like to talk about making good connections. In my opinion, good connections is going to be the most important thing we've done through this whole process. A bad connection is what generates heat, and it causes arcs, and that's what starts fires. But if you get a good solid connection, that's one thing you'll never have to worry about. You want the hook of your wire pointing in the direction you're going to turn the screw. So as you tighten that screw, it's going to pull the wire down in there and give you a good tight connection. See right here, the wire's trying to back out. I'm going to pull it back down in there and then snug it down. I'm going to flip my 6-in-1 over to a flathead and really crank down on this screw, giving me a good connection. Now I hope somebody's asking because they've seen some of my other videos, but is that same cheap screwdriver he got from Harbor Freight? Why, yes it is. I still haven't lost this thing. Best screwdriver I've ever had. Now, the next important thing I want to talk about, putting screws on plate covers. They all need to be vertical or horizontal. None of this diagonal stuff. I bet you've never thought about that before. But if you go look at the plates around your house, I bet those screws are turned all kind of different ways. Alright, I'm going to check power. We have 120 inside the house. Go outside, check power here on our new plug that we just installed. We have 120 here, so that's good to go. And for a final test, just need to plug something in there and see if it works. But now that everything is finished, I can sit out here and enjoy some more of this August heat we're all so fond of. But y'all, like always, thank you so very much for watching here at the house.